Day two, just Trey. Not even sure I like that, but we're gonna roll with it for now. I ain't got it today at all. Like, not one bit. So what do you do when the motivation's not there? What do you do when the inspiration's not there, right? What do you do when you're not getting the positive feedback, when you're putting in the work but the results ain't coming? I mean, hell, people are being laid off. Jobs are slowing down. The economy is terrible. People are dying. But we still got to live. We still got to provide for our families. We still have to feel good about ourselves. And so how do you do that in a world that's full of chaos and everybody is dealing with this differently? Like, this stuff is really hard for everybody, and we internalize it and we deal with it in different ways, and we have to interact with each other. So my question to y'all is, what do you do when you feel weathered? You know, when you feel kind of beaten down by everything. It's not a particular thing. It's not a particular person. It's just a culmination of things. Motivation, inspiration, you know, those are great things when you got them. They can drive you positively and negatively. But I've kind of been thinking about discipline recently and trying to think about, you know, when I used to be a great athlete and I hated working out, I hated lifting weights, but I did that stuff because I knew what the payoff was, right? You know, I did the running because I didn't want folks to catch me. I didn't want to get tired during the games. And so I busted my ass to make sure that I was in the best shape possible so that I can be the best competitor possible. And that's kind of how I got to take it day by day. I'm not vlogging because I want to be the best vlogger. I'm vlogging because it's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity for me to express my thoughts, to create content, to try to make something happen, to feel something, to create something. I'm not doing any of this because, you know, it's about building myself up per se or making money, but it's about creating and using the talents that I have available to me to try to make something happen. So that's what I'm doing, and trying to have the discipline to stick with it. So that's why we're here on day two. I didn't run away. I did get the site up, so there's a place to see day one, which is cool. And we'll keep pushing from there. Real quick, y'all, I just want to share something real quick, and I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I got to whisper because little man is asleep. Did the card trick transfer thingy. Mind me, we'll talk about this later. A lot of the things in the content development I talk about and even doing this vlog come from him. So shout out to Gary Vee again for helping me out and jumpstarting this thing. Just want to talk about organization and just how important that is, at least for me, to get stuff done. Yesterday I talked a little bit about my notes and how I put different tasks down and break them down by week, by day, right? But even then I want to find ways to get more efficient and be more productive, right? And with the hecticness that goes on, you know, stuff gets done, stuff doesn't get done, and it always changes. So you'll see yesterday I had at COVID-19 hashtags and accounts, right? And that was as a short task, something I thought I could do with minimal time, minimal effort. Wrong, it wasn't, right? When I tried to do it, I immediately got overwhelmed because I didn't have a system set up to kind of help me with that, right? I find hashtags, what am I gonna do with them real quick? So I did nothing yesterday. Now this morning, when I was just on Twitter, someone hit me up about an awesome organization that gave me a great idea for something, right? And so I immediately created a little note, right? Boom. So the org is policy link, and there was a hashtag COVID and race, right? That's great stuff for me. So from that note, then what I can do is go to Google Drive. I do pretty much everything in Google Drive. It's awesome. Lots of great YouTubers showing you Google Drive stuff, and I'll try to recommend some at some point. But then I create a note here, right? So from that note, I'll create a more formalized note that has what this stuff is. And so what this is going to be, and I did this real quick, I did it on my phone, people, orgs and publications, and hashtags, right? So as I see information, all I'm going to do is add it in this note. And then when I get a chance to really put it down, transfer it over to here, which then will hopefully end up here. So this is stuff I'm going to be working on for this week's update for the COVID and Black syllabus. So just want to share that real quick, and hope y'all are having a good day. Hey, what's up? Real quick check in while I have this thought on my mind. I'm pretty sure I referenced Gary Vee's book, and at some point I will do a longer book review on it. I read a good amount of books, and maybe that's something I do regularly, but something he talked about in there is the reasons why people don't pursue their dreams, why they don't go after their goals, right? And there's three general reasons, three general fears why folks don't do it. One is a fear of failure. The other is a fear of wasting time, and the other is a fear of looking vain. Fear of failure. People are afraid they're not going to do it. They're going to put a whole lot of effort into something and it not happen, right? And not work out, which is, a valid fear. But the thing is, it's like, especially even looking at my situation, it's like you put a whole lot of effort into stuff, right? And that didn't work out either. So if you're going to work your ass off for something, if you're gonna put a lot of effort and stuff behind something, you might as well be doing something that you want to do, that you're passionate about. The fear of wasting time thing can also be valuable because obviously we got to live, we got to eat, we got to survive. And so, certain things are necessary. We place value or importance on certain things that we think fit that pathway, right? And so, but again, when we really look at our time, most of that time really ain't that valuable. It ain't. Most of the time, it's, scrolling on social media or playing video games or, just doing stuff that isn't time. So in that time, then, that you could be building, right? You could be doing that, and you could be spending more time on things that you really care about, things that you're passionate about, right? And also, as long as you're pursuing something and building something, creating something, and doing something that brings you joy, is that really a time waster, right? And the last one, the fear of looking vain. I am a humble person. I really am. I promise. Very confident person, but I am a humble person. Like this sucks. Like I'm looking at my nostrils right now. Like my eyes barely open. Like, so the vanity thing, just thinking about what other people think is a real thing. It's a fear for a lot of reasons for a lot of people, but sometimes you just got to jump and put yourself out there and do stuff that make you uncomfortable and grow. Just the ideas that have come just in the last 2 days from doing this, even if I just did it for this 2 days, has been helpful for me. And so, sometimes you just got to, go for it. So just wanted to break that down real quick. Hope it helps.